Hey fam, it's me. So this is our meeting. Instead of taking up people's time during their prep period and me definitely not being stuck all day waiting for everyone to show up during their prep period, this is our meeting. So please watch this video. If you got the link to this, it's because you will be a proctor for on Wednesday, October 13th for our SAT PSAT day. So let me quickly go through what it is you got to do. We are administering 3 different tests on this day. So everyone's going to be doing something just slightly different. But here we go. So our 12th graders, let's see here, our 12th graders are taking, let's see, can I use my cool, our 12th graders Our 12th graders are taking the SAT. Our 11th and 10th graders are taking the PSAT NMSQT. Don't ask me what that means. I don't know. And then our 9th graders are taking the PSAT for 8 and 9. They are slightly different. The time frames are slightly different, but in general, they're all going to finish within, as long as we all start by 8:15, everyone should be done before the end of second period. On Wednesday, since Wednesday's a late start minimum day, everyone should be heading back to class by the end of second period, if not sooner. Okay, so here we go. So PSAT, SAT, you will have access to these slides, so you can have these numbers and emails handy in case you need to report anything, but you shouldn't have to. Just an overview. So this is kind of how we build our students as they prepare to perform well on these college entrance exams. And yes, we are well aware that not everyone's going to go to college or has the intention to, but let's be ready anyway. I mean, we just don't know what the future will hold. And so let's have them and help them prepare and do the very best that they can on these exams so that if they do change their mind or choose to pursue college or university, they have these scores handy and they've done the very best that they possibly could. So you can talk to your students about the benefits for setting up themselves for success. And I think that the number one reason why they might like to take these exams is that by taking it, they kind of get on College Board's radar as a possible recipient of future scholarships and even scholarships that they might apply for outside of College Board. They might ask them for their latest PSAT or SAT score, and boom, they'll have that score available to apply for scholarships. So you can definitely share that with your students. On the day of the exam, the College Board code for Rancho is 052056. And so that number will be necessary on the day of the exam. So, preparing yourself for the test, you as the proctor, how do you prepare for the test? Honestly, just follow the script. So, everyone's gonna, depending on what test you're giving, this little manual will look a little different, but as you can see, I've marked it up. I've tabbed it. It's foolproof. You literally just have to follow the script. And if the script says, at this time, I'm going to pass out your answer sheets, then that's exactly what you need to do. So as long as you follow the script, you are good. Just read the directions and follow along. And it's going to tell you what you need to do and at what time you need to do it. If you're handing out answer sheets or collecting answer sheets or whatever the case may be, or allowing students to take a break, it's all going to be in the script. So just follow the script. Okay, so building the students lists. Again, you will have access to this document, and on this link, you will have the roster and the names of all of the students who are going to be in your classroom. So 9th and 10th graders, you are testing in a classroom. So you're going to have a list of up to 35 students that are scheduled to test with you. 11th graders and 12th graders will be in either the new gym or the old gym. And you also will have a roster of students who are testing with you. So spaces, so as far as the space, if you are in a classroom, it's really important that you change the seating arrangement. Actually, we might just do that for you. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. But it'll be really important that all of the seats are facing the same direction. So I believe you all are testing in your own classroom. So if you have seats like assembled in groups and teams and things, unfortunately for this day, you are going to need to change and put them in rows and everyone facing the same direction. Um, for this day. So you have until Wednesday to change your seating arrangement so that on Wednesday, when students walk in, all desks are facing the same way. In the gym, you will be at long tables. And so you'll have the long table and one student will be on opposite ends of the table. And that'll already be set up for you in the gym. But in the classrooms, again, we need them in rows, everyone facing the same way. So, this would be a good thing to have handy. So the big picture of who is testing where. So ninth graders, proctors, that is Simonet, Ms. Henson, Santiago, Trombley, Galvez, Dixon, Patel, Roman, Coling, Mike Presser, Mr. Avila, Rocha, and Barber. You all are testing in your classrooms. Barber, I'm going to need to think about what we do for your classroom since I know you have those long science tables. I don't know, we might have to think about that one. But everyone else will need you to make sure that your seats are in a row. For 10th grade, Habik, Showalter, Robinson, Alvarez, Macias, and Wold, you will be in your classrooms. Make sure that your seats are according. And then 11th grade proctors, you will be in the new gym. So that's Mr. Noor. Thanks, Mr. Noor. You will be leading this. So you'll be the one reading the directions into a microphone. Your co-room monitors will be Cox, Deganev, Vincent, Alvarenga, Torres, Davis, and Staples. And then seniors in the old gym, the lead proctor will be Miss Valentine. You're going to be on the microphone. And your room monitors will be Mr. Gomez, Turner, Fontenot, Mitchell, and Hardy. You all will be helping Miss Valentine walking around and assessing the room. If you notice the time frame for the testing, so freshmen, your test should be just barely over 3 hours. 10th graders should be about a 3.5 hours. 10th graders and 11th graders, you are doing the same test and it should be about 3.5 hours. And then SAT is the one that's slightly the longest. It's 3 hours and 45 minutes. But if we all begin at 8:15, everyone should be done before the end of second period. What about students not testing? So for ninth grade, that's not an issue because thanks to PreAP, all ninth graders are taking the PSAT 8-9. So we don't have to worry about that issue with ninth graders. 10th graders, 10th and 11th graders, 10th graders who are not taking this test, they will just report to their period 1 as usual. Their schedule does not change and they will all report to their days normal for them. 11th graders who did not sign up for the test, they will report to the theater because there will be a presentation for them. And then same with 12th graders, they will report to the library during the period that they are not, if they did not sign up for the test, they will report to the library. So hopefully that makes sense to who needs to be where. So this is just a visual of what your seating arrangement should look like. And on the back page of your DFA, so directions for administration, you have this page that you need to fill out. So this does need to be filled in by each proctor. So you need to put in the code for their test booklet needs to go in each one of these boxes. So not the student's name. The code of each test booklet needs to go in each one of these boxes so that College Board could see where each booklet was during testing. So you'll just rip this off, fill it out, and this will be need to turn into Mr. Sievers and Toya when testing is over. Great. And then any seats that, like if you have students skip seats or skip rows, you'll need to put an X there. So any unused seats will need to have an X. And if you have questions about that, please reach out to me. Okay, so planning the staff. Again, we have staff who are proctors. If you are the one reading the script, you are the proctor. If someone else is reading the script, you still are assigned to, especially this is for the gyms, you are a room monitor. And so your job is just to circle around and making sure that students are on task, definitely not on their phones. If they are on their phones, their test is canceled, null and void. They do not have access to the test and they need to be excused. And then hall monitors will probably be our DSOs, just people walking around outside. And actually, some of our room monitors might need to walk students and just keep an eye when they go to the restroom, that they go to the restroom and come back. Okay, so there needs to be one per College Board rules. There needs to be one proctor per every 34 students. So that's why you all have been assigned to be a proctor. Again, planning our staff, this is kind of the breakdown. So here is, maybe take out your phone, take a picture. This is what the timing breakdown should be for each test. So for freshmen, this is the breakdown for their test, how many minutes and what time they should end. So all students will be arriving to school. They should be arriving to school at 7:30. Of course, everyone runs on like whatever their ethnic time. 7:30 actually means we're kind of giving them until 8:15 to show up, but they should be arriving by 7:30. They will check into your room or the gym. They need to show you their ID or something printed that has their picture and their name, and then they can have a seat. But your script, you will begin reading off your script at 8:15. At 8:15, you will start your script. And after 8:15, you are not admitting anyone else to test because material you have started, materials are out. That's it. So bad, too sad, whatever, too bad, so sad. You're not going to test. So after 8:15, you are turning students away. They can no longer test with you. So that's ninth graders. 10th and 11th graders, so sophomores and juniors, this is your timing breakdown. It's very similar. It's like just 20 minutes difference as the freshmen. And then finally, the 12th graders or seniors, this is their breakdown for the amount of minutes allotted for their test. They are not doing the essay portion of the essay, so of the SAT. So if anyone asks, seniors are not doing the essay portion of the SAT. Great. So again, this is what your DFA should look like. Most students have already done PreAdmin, so the pre-administration where they spend all the time bubbling their name, their grade, their home address. Most students should be showing up on the day of the test with this already filled out. Now, if it's not filled out, I don't know, we're going to have to talk about that one because, of course, if the student was absent on the day that they did pre-admin, then none of that's going to be filled out for them. So let me circle back to that in a later email. But most students should be showing up to test with this part already filled out. So you're not going to need to read the script when it comes to now fill out your bubble in your first name, bubble in your last name. That part's already been done. You're only reading the script. I've already marked it for you for the test day script. Okay, so your students, it would be a great idea if you had them go to this the clickable link and they can go to Khan Academy and practice. I mean, the more exposure that they get to this test, the better that they will perform. They should at very least see what it looks like and engage with it. And a good tip, I see it all the time, tell students on their actual test booklet, they can write on the test booklet. They can circle and underline and cross out answers that they know are incorrect. Like remind them that they can write on this booklet. It's okay. Their answers have to go in the answer sheet, but they are able to interact and write on this. Okay. Then on the day of the test, they will have the opportunity to volunteer to do the student search service questionnaire, and that will allow them to bubble in what 4 universities they want their scores to go to. So they, on the day of the test, they will also get this student guide, and they will be able to see all the codes for the universities that they want that university to receive their score. It would be a really good idea to save time if students already had a pretty good idea of what 4 universities or colleges they want their scores to go to, and that way the day on this day they just look up those 4 schools and bubble in those numbers, versus like, okay, let me just figure out my life where I want to go to college. And again, they can go to Khan Academy and practice. English teachers, history teachers, this would be math teachers. This would be a great thing to do maybe once a week or every day from now until, well, you have today, tomorrow, and Tuesday to get to Khan Academy and practice. And you can actually connect this with your Google Classroom. It's really awesome. You can select specific target practice and connect it and assign it through Google Classroom. Okay, finally, your materials. Please remind students that they should bring their pencils. I mean, we're going to give you lots and lots of pencils, but it would be a good idea for them to bring their own. Make sure they bring their own calculator. We are not handing out calculators, so they must bring. I mean, they could do it without a calculator, but they should bring, because there is a section specifically for having a calculator. I mean, you can do it without one, but they'll save a lot of time if they remember to bring one. Bring a watch so they can see how much time they have left, although it should not make any noise. And then encourage them to bring their own snacks and drinks during the breaks. Finally, at check-in, students, like I said, should bring in their own student ID or something printed with their photo and their name. During the test, they should follow all of your instructions. Again, all of your instructions will be in the script. They need to raise their hand if they need something. If they need to use the restroom, they need to raise their hand and wait until a room monitor can take them and watch them, especially you people in the gyms, that you can watch them going to the restrooms. And cell phones, absolutely, please stress, they cannot have their cell phone on them. It needs to be turned off, powered off, no vibrating, no nothing. Turn off, put away. You cannot touch it, look at it, feel it. It cannot be in your hands for the entire 3 hours of the test. It needs to be put away. They can't use it during their break. They can't take it with them to the bathroom. If we see it, we need to collect their test, and their test is canceled. So make sure you really stress that. And then after the test, you will collect all the materials, make sure you count it all, make sure you have everything, that no one is stealing any materials, taking back an answer sheet. That could be big trouble for our school. So make sure as many test booklets and answer sheets that you passed out, that should be the same number that's coming back in. And do not dismiss anyone from your testing space until all materials have been accounted for. Super, super important. Again, on the back of the DFA, you will need to fill this out, and you'll also need to fill out this information with the serial numbers as far as what student booklets went out, what student booklets came back in. Serial numbers should all be matching. So when you open the answer sheet document, when you open and see the testing number for the student test booklet, it'll be a number in bold right up here, and those are the serial numbers that you need to record on this DFA. And that's it. So hopefully this is better than watching this video is better than sitting in a meeting or showing up somewhere during your prep period. You can watch this as many times as needed. Please feel free to reach out if you have questions, but it's super important. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for being voluntold to be a proctor. We appreciate you. Hey, you're getting out of another meeting by doing the proctoring. You're getting out of your data team meetings. And anyways, we super appreciate you. This is all for the babies. Wish them luck. Bring a good positive energy and attitude on this day, and let's really help our Mustangs perform at their very best on Wednesday, October 13th. So, adios. Gracias. All right, let me turn this off. Okay.